Hello everyone, this is going to be an update video for about half season sort of thing, and we're going to just kind of look through what kind of win-loss and what they've chosen through their sections and stuff, or teammates. And I am along with Raceland,
Hello, I'm here.
and he's going to be my encyclopedia of knowledge, because usually I talk of what I know, and I know not that much about this.
We'll just go through all the teams. It's kind of mid-season. It's kind of hard to determine where the mid-season is when you have like 7 days.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I guess after 3, but before 4, maybe.
Maybe, but
Because if we do it after 4, that's after half. And
here we are, and we'll probably do another update later before the whole playoffs starts, so we can see which team's going into playoffs and what are they bringing to the table,
right.
so to speak.
So, I think we're going just down the line and just kind of looking at each team from this kind of ranking here.
Yep. Inferno is like perfect record this far.
Not
Three
even a
zero.
draw.
Yeah, not even a draw. 9 points ahead of everyone. And team value of 1,060.
Probably because he got a lot of his characters. I think he got one killed. No, they've just been kept knocking out of the game.
Yeah, because like when you have a person as miss next game, your value is still down.
Yeah.
But you do get your value back after you get your loner, so it's kind of not a very good. Well, I guess when we see his actual team, we'll get a better look at like what team value he will have. Then we have Variax that has 210.
Yep. I can't even remember who he drew with, but it has to be one of these three. Because powers of deduction.
I'm pretty sure it was with Axion.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, who would he be matched up with to tie? And I was thinking that.
Yeah, he drew his Axion and I believe won 2-0 on the 2 wins. And has a team value of 1,090. So not too many level ups, probably.
Probably not.
And then we have Axion's team, who is 210 again, and I think it's basically the same situation as Varex's team. They drew, on each other's game and win one against 2 other people.
Right.
But his team value is looking quite up.
He is the highest one out of just the brief moment here. Probably because he kept all of his players.
Yeah. Dwarves don't die that easily, and it's like 1,270. That's ridiculous. A lot of other people will get inducement against him, though.
Yeah.
So you'll never know when like there's gonna be a fireball flying into the stage. Yeah, and then we have our Kikoni, who's 111, 4 points.
Very evenly spread. Knows what it feels like to lose, to win, and to be just as good as the next guy.
To be honest, drawing is not that bad, because you still get the roll as if you would win.
Ah.
Yeah, if you'd lose, you kind of don't really get too much money. So sometimes the dice can be slightly unfair, and you can get like 60,000, and your opponent who won can get 20,000. But he's doing pretty well.
His value is down probably because he keeps getting his characters killed.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well for his team, to be honest. It's definitely one of the more challenging teams to play in the league because they're kind of squishy, and they're not particularly good at much to start with.
Right.
Then we have Commander Slumbering, who's also 111.
Very true.
He's at higher team values though, 1,130.
Yep.
And we'll take a closer look at why that is, well, when we take a look at his team.
Mhm.
And I believe he did lose a Beastman last game, though.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, against Alandra. And probably would have had higher team value if not for that.
That was just really bad luck.
Yeah, it's kind of like Chaos teams usually don't have too much trouble with injuries. And
He freaking used an apothecary too, and still rolled death.
yeah, unfortunately, I think it probably didn't roll the apothecary roll. And well, if you, the game is like if you keep rolling once, you're gonna fail, basically.
Right.
And kept rolling once, unfortunately, but
Yeah.
dice game. Then we have our Sparta person,
Mm.
who's all default named. And 1 win and 2 losses. Not bad. He's still pretty high team value, which is quite surprising for a Wood Elf team.
Really?
Yeah, like he is probably the luckiest Wood Elf team in the league I have ever seen. Because, well, injury-wise. Because unlike Inferno, well, Inferno didn't lose anyone, but he still has a lot of like miss next game type of thing. Whereas Sparta just, well, he was mostly just getting knockouts.
Right.
He did have a few injuries, and well, he did have a death in the begin with, but I think that was mostly because he wasn't really, well, didn't know how to pick the apothecary thing after.
He's a very, very new player.
Yeah, it's not a big deal, but
I think he just recently found the differences between Defender Stumble and Defender Down.
But he's been doing pretty well in a sense, though.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have Alandra, who's unfortunately on 3 losses.
Yeah.
The last match was pretty close, though.
Yes.
But even though it's 3 losses, I think by this point she'd have enough money for another reroll.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least getting really close by. And that's pretty much the only problem with her team, since if you guys remember, she started with 5 ogres instead of 2 extra rerolls.
Mm-hmm.
So she's just been running around with one reroll, and that's usually not too good with the ogre team, because there are many bonehead rolls.
Yes.
And she's at 1,000 team value, interesting enough.
Yes. She sort of like this is the lowest team, and I can definitely see why. Lowest team value.
Yeah.
It's because it's really hard to keep up those what is it, like snotlings?
Yeah, it's kind of hard. Like, you want to level them as ball handlers, but they die easily. And ogres, I guess probably I would think her ogres would be close. Some of them be close to leveling, but we'll see.
I think one of them did. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I mean, she did inflict quite a lot of injuries across the board.
She did, yes. Especially against Command. Command got a lot of those characters crippled during that match.
That mighty blow. And we have Numa, who is his vampires, also sitting at 3 losses, but at higher team value.
Yeah, that's pretty surprising for a vampire team.
He might have been getting, like, sometimes you get very lucky with your MVP votes.
Okay.
And like if you keep getting that, like, them on one person, or you get leveled quite quickly, because it's 5 points. It's more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
So he might have gotten a few levels from that, as well as the stunning passing play that he has been doing with his vampires. Couple points from that.
All right. Start right back up at the top and look at these teams.
Yeah, let's look at Inferno's team. First thing you can see is 2 missed next games.
I seem to have clicked on the wrong thing, maybe.
Oh,
Stevet?
you need to click on the team name instead of the actual Inferno.
Shoot. Oh. There we go.
So yeah, 2 injured linemen. To be honest, not a huge deal, because at least it's not like...
Yeah, it's just missing the next game, and it's just linemen.
And yes, sir. So like has a smashed ankle, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So
and another person does too. If you can see that Blitzer does.
So we're gonna have a movement 5 and a movement 6, but nobody really like it's not a very bad injury, and that on a lineman, it's not a big deal either.
Mm-hmm. Start looking at the level ups and just kind of go down the list there.
Yep, we have the Witch Elf who leveled and got Block, which is excellent first choice.
Yeah, Block is almost something that you just want to take no matter what, because it's good on attack, it's good on defense, and you can really do one dice roll. You actually have some motivation to do a single dice roll, because you actually have a lot more chance to not turn over your entire turn if you get a double down.
Yeah. And it's definitely helpful because Witch Elf has Frenzy, and you have to attack 2 times every time.
Right.
It'll definitely save him a lot of rerolls, which he doesn't have a lot of.
He also has dodge, so the person has to have a defender down to actually get that person down.
Yep. Unless, well, he would be this week playing against Axion, who has tackle.
Right.
And that would be somewhat... but it's not that bad of a matchup, because that's the only person with dodge who will be negated.
Right.
And yeah, so Witch Elf is looking very solid, because, well, that's basically what you get first ability, and then they're suddenly very good.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a lineman who leveled, who got Kick, the Inferiax. Probably Inferno's favorite lineman. And Kick is a very good ability, as we probably saw from the last game, where he just kept kicking into corners for the opposing team. So they had to run all the way back and into a corner to pick up the ball.
Mm-hmm. I'm not exactly sure how Kick works, and is it just generally more accurate?
Normally, when you kick the ball, you have to... Well, if you want to be absolutely safe, you want to aim for the dead center of the field on the opposing, half.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it has a chance of scattering out. So that's how big the scatter is.
Oh, wow.
And with Kick, you half the distance.
Oh, okay. So you could probably kick it to maybe a fourth of the field with being safe. Okay.
So he can aim for the back, quarter of the field.
Mm-hmm.
And it is very good against any slower teams, because they will have to run all the way back, pick up the ball, and run all the way back to the front line, and then run all the way back to your touchdown zone.
I see.
So it is interesting ability to pick first, though.
Well, it does help if you have a designated kicker.
Yeah, it is very helpful. Let's go to the next one, who is a lineman who has Wrestle.
Interesting. I would personally probably just go with Block. Block is just such a good ability. It helps out. It helps out with your attack roll, so you can actually hit the person down without hitting yourself, and it's also good on defensive, so if somebody does a double down to you, they just get down, your character is fine.
Yeah, Wrestle is more of a defensive and bog down your opponent maneuver than anything else.
It also seems to be towards double down.
Yeah, and it is basically the other version of Block.
Oh.
Where you don't use any you both are placed prone, so you can get up next turn. but like you don't do any armor rolls.
Okay. So maybe that's more of just like trying to get down maybe one of the heavier people that might need to roll to get up.
Yes, and I'm kind of getting a feeling this is like directed against slower teams, which in our league would be Verex's team and Axion's team.
Mm.
Because if to get up, you need 3 points of movement, and that kind of like wrestle tends to slow dwarf teams as well as the necromantic teams very much because they don't have much movement to begin with.
So does wrestle negate block?
Yes, if someone has block, wrestle still kicks in, and both of them are placed prone.
Okay. I
So
see.
It is very good at slowing down people. And it is best to use it defensively, because the thing is with wrestle is if you attack someone and you get a both down, your opponent will just get up next turn and still can technically use that player. But if you're being attacked, you can get up next turn
Right.
and use your player instead, and he is still placed prone. So that's wrestle. That's a lot of elf teams like to pick it because of the low armor value.
Okay.
But dark elf teams, you kind of tend to see both block and wrestle because they're way more bashy.
See.
Alright, let's look at the last lineman, and the last one got block actually. Look at that.
All right.
So
Sick.
he has both.
Kind of
Well,
mixed up, maybe situational.
Yeah, it is very. It would be very, very well. You can do either or depending on the situation. Like, well, you can put either the first lineman or the other lineman depending on what you need, I guess. And well, block would work much better on attack roll as well, because you can block them down and your character is still standing. So very, very versatile.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically Inferno's level up. Very default. There's not too much out of ordinary here. He did well. Kick is a good decision, so I have to say.
Right. If I had somebody that I could have as the kicker get a level up and get kicker or kicker, whatever it's called, I think I would. Just gonna be like, yeah, I'm just gonna designate this guy as a kicker, and I'm not gonna have him do too much in battle, but I mean, he's still another solid player.
Yeah, kick and wrestle are both are very good against slower teams. Because you just kick to their end zone and they have to walk all the way back.
Right.
Oh, and meanwhile you can just run past them and get the ball yourself, or try to. Yeah, that is Inferno's team, who's doing the best in the league right now, and he's have quite a few level players. He has 4 of them. So let us look at the next team, which is Verex's team. Pandora's best.
Why is this man gold? Oh, what is his status thing?
He has a flesh golem he hasn't leveled yet.
Oh, okay.
If you double click on the flesh golem's name,
Yep.
and do you see a question mark on the top right, just above his movement and near his skills?
Let's see. Maybe I didn't click on. Yes, here it is.
If you click on that, you'll see which skills he get access to depending on the rolls he gets on level.
Okay.
So you can see that on normal rolls, so any dice rolls, you'll get plus just strength skills and general skills access. And on doubles, you'll get agility and passing. I am kind of thinking Verex would, unless he gets a really good roll and get like a plus to strength or something, which would be amazing, he would probably go for either block or guard.
Which would probably make this guy, like, there's not too many things that can actually get him down or anything like that. Stand fast has easily been one of the most annoying things with this guy.
Yeah, its only counter to that is Juggernaut, and I believe none of the teams start with that.
Hmm.
And it is a strength skill, so a lot of teams would have to roll double to get that. But he hasn't been having that many level ups, I have to say.
He's got a lot with his scooter, probably because
Yeah.
of all those touchdowns.
A lot of points over there. Some zombies did get some MVP votes, I can see. It was the 5 points.
Oh, that zombie got... I remember that, where that zombie got a negative to strength, and that hurts.
The MVP vote, apparently. Yeah, you're the best player, you're less strong now.
You did it.
And very curious choice for his ghoul level up as well. Look at that.
Log.
He got blocked, and that's his ball handler. You would think that, like, he would get sure hands first, because you do get agility access on like, normal rolls. But
Yes,
yeah, he starts with, I guess he likes the dodge and block combo a lot.
mm-hmm.
So,
Well, there's only one thing that he can do to get him down, which is defender down.
yeah, and I guess it suits his playstyle more, because he tends to run his ball carrier, well, he doesn't use cages that often, as we've seen.
Okay.
He just tends to run his ball carrier past people and then tie up the other people with his players.
Right. Which
So-
he does. It's very good for this particular set of people, because if I really think about it, the zombies and flesh golems really just should stand next to the people and just do nothing.
Yeah, they're very good at standing.
They're very good at just kind of going like, if we're not really going to go down, dash, we're not going to get moved. Like, even at bashy teams, those flesh golems are not really going to go down.
Strength 4 and stand firm and 6 gauntlets and regeneration, so very, very good.
Yeah, you're not going to get them out.
It's pure defensive skills.
Mm-hmm.
As I remember before this version of the game, the flesh golems did have bonehead, and they were strength 5 though.
Oh, okay.
So I guess they kind of changed that a bit.
They might need to change it back. Looking at flesh golems, they are really flipping good. Like, having a strength 4 is ridiculous.
Yeah. Without too much negatives.
Yeah. Whoop-de-doo that they don't have that much movement or agility. They're supposed to just get next to people and stand there. And with 4 movement, you can do that. They're not like the freaking trees that have like 2.
Technically, they're just dwarves. Because very similar stats to the dwarf stats. Except, well, dwarves start with 3-2 instead of 4-2.
Right. And dwarves definitely don't have regeneration.
No. But, can see he's doing pretty well. Only a zombie hurt, and that's like quite a few games.
Yeah. Let's go look at the dwarves. I think that's time.
Yep. Let's look at Axian's team, which are the dwarves, which have a lot of level ups. Actually, no, he has 4 level ups, just like Inferno's team.
Right.
But he did get a new player, which is a Minotaur. Look at that.
Let's see. Mighty Blow, Thick Skull, Wild Animal.
Yep, that's his negative trait. Basically, you need to roll. Well, it's half chance of failing. You need to roll 4+, 4, 5, 6 to do anything. But if you're attacking someone, you only need to roll a 2+ rather.
I see.
2 or higher. So
I do remember this guy. This is the one kind of team that I played, which was just chaos, and I did choose a Minotaur.
yeah, it definitely adds a lot of strength to his team since he did start as a Bull Centaur.
Right.
That's strength 4. Now he also has a strength 5.
And freaking a Minotaur, like, this, freaking, I love this guy. He has horns, so he can get to freaking 6 strength.
Yep.
He has Frenzy, which means he attacks twice, and with a strength 5, you can do that pretty easily.
Yeah, and with, like,
He blows.
with the dwarf team, like, if Axton plays his cards right, he will get a lot of 3 dice blocks with that guy.
Right.
So, but let's look at level ups, which he got a Bull Centaur.
Has
level,
block.
and has block, which is a very safe skill to get.
Right. He also has a strength of 4, so that's solid.
Yep. And then he has some dwarf blockers who leveled, and both of them got guard.
Wow.
As I said, he should be getting those triple dice blocks with his Minotaur on him blitzing.
Right. Guard is pretty much that they don't, when they're helping other people, they don't get their helpful, I'm being next to them attack thing. They don't get affected by that.
Yeah, so they always will get that +1 to whoever's attacking strengths. So technically, with a Minotaur blitzing and 2 dwarf blockers, you can get his strengths to 8, I believe. Because you get +1 from each of the dwarves, that's +2, and when he's blitzing, he's strength 6. So that adds up to 8, which is pretty impressive.
Which can pretty easily do triple dice rolls to strength 3s, and if you get one more, that's a strength 4 person that gets triple dice rolls, which is pretty impressive.
Yep, and technically you should be doing that with your Minotaur to start, because Loner is not very great. You can get very unlucky with the Loner roll, and, well, with your rolls first of all, and then, you know, you'd have the Loner trait, which means your rerolls don't work sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, half of times, basically.
Yeah.
Which is not that great.
I don't mind them. I think that his stats more than make up for it.
Yeah, it's kind of a thing with all big guys, except for mummies. Love those guys. But we don't have any mummies in the league.
This hobgoblin that he's... Oh yeah, that's right. He got dodge like...
He got dodge, and I'm pretty sure he got the dodge skill because he rolled a double. Because knowing accent, and since he plays safe, usually he would probably get sure hands first, because dwarves have problems picking up the ball.
Oh yeah, that's he did probably get a double roll. The agility thing.
Yeah.
That he had to do double dice. He only has general.
Yeah, that's the weakest link in a Chaos Dwarf team. The hobgoblins. Really hard to get them any skilled in anything, because, well, you just get general access skills, and anything else is a gamble.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't
is block in general?
Yeah, block is in general, however.
I do love me some block. It's such it changes the odds so heavily.
They are normally the ball carriers of the Chaos Dwarf team, since everything else has agility too.
Right.
A few people like to use their Bull Centaurs, especially if they get an agility plus on their first roll.
Oh, yeah.
Because those guys are good at carrying the ball.
Yeah. I saw that. He keeps giving it to his Bull Centaur and keeps succeeding too.
Yes, it's kind of like they are fast because of the sure feet and sprint, so technically they have 9. So he has been failing his sure feet over and over again.
Which is pretty impressive.
Yes. It's pretty hard to fail. Axion, you're very good at failing trophies. So, yeah.
Okay, that's that team.
Let's go next one, which is the Underworld, which is Kiko's team.
Looks like he only has one level up.
Yep, which, as I remember, this level, his 12th point was from 2 MVP votes on that player, and then injury inflicted.
I don't think so. I think that's his ball carrier. I'm looking at the other two guys. There's a thrower and a blitzer that also has 5s. So yeah, I think at least one, or unless these guys got some odd rules like a touchdown and a...
I guess at least one got an injury and a touchdown then. To get the 5 points, because there's no way he can get 4 MVP votes since he hasn't played his first game yet.
Well, this is a pretty good balanced team. Like, anyone who gets MVP is most likely going to level up, except for Doofin.
Yeah, and Spoofin, who is strength 1. Strength 1 now.
Oh, that's right. Oh God, I remember that.
That's 2 dice. That's 3 dice blocks, pretty much anywhere. Well, if he plays against the Londres team, he'll be on the line with Snotlings.
Well, okay, this guy has Claw, and I think that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, Claw is interesting. It's a good choice, to be honest. I'm pretty sure you don't get those. Oh, actually, no, you do get mutation of normal rolls. So he just decided to get Claw.
Right.
And
Claw is pretty much like he's going to be really dangerous towards like anybody who has, I guess, a high armor value, like the tree guy. You don't want him next to this guy.
If you also look at his player model, you can see him having huge claws now, which are kind of metallic. It's a bit curious. I like this game that it does display stuff when you get it. Well, mutations wise.
Yeah. It's kind of hard to see his claws because they're freaking like into the ground, and he's like hiding the other one behind his back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
He's Scaling Blitzer, who's pretty dangerous now, and however his next match goes, he will probably get a level up again.
Probably indeed. All he needs is two injuries to level up, or an MVP.
Yep. Or MVP will level up anyone here, except for the poor Doofin. Very spread out, very nice.
Stupid Doofin. Alright.
Well, let's see our next team, which Born to be Kings, Chaos team, which has 3 level ups, pretty impressive. And the Chaos Warrior level up as well, that's very, very nice.
Yes, and he got Block.
Yep.
Block is such a good move. Like, that's like the default, just like, if you want a good move, Block is good. It's good for anyone.
Chaos teams have said is a huge problems with them. It's just like they don't start with any skills.
Yeah.
And like their team is like a lot of people find them boring because you have to pick everything, all the skills that are solid before you start picking fun stuff.
I don't know. Like, if you're starting out with nothing, you suddenly get Block, you're like, yes, finally!
Yeah.
Or you start smashing some heads.
Because, like, they're a very bashy team, but without Block and with low rerolls to start, it's very hard to start with high rerolls with a Chaos team.
Alright, here's something interesting with this guy. He's gotten 2 blocks for his guys, which is good. And for his other one, he got Dauntless.
Dauntless, which gives him, well, I would debate, to be honest, like if that's any useful. Because when you're actually blitzing with your Beastmen, they're strength 4. Alright, yeah, and then you just need to, well, get some assists, and it shouldn't be a problem. Plus, there's not really any heavy strength teams except for Alanra's.
Well, okay, this is how I see this. Since he has a strength 3, I know Horns makes him a strength 4, but all of his other people do that, so you can use Blitz for just about anybody else.
Yeah.
With this guy, he can go toe-to-toe with somebody who has a 4 easily.
It is.
He needs one guy to help him out, and he can attack a 4 without even blitzing, and he already guarantees a 2 dice roll.
Yeah.
Because
it is.
Basically how this works, if you're attacking a 4 person with your a strength 3 person right now, you immediately get another strength because you have to match it by rolling a die 6, and you always have to have 1 in a die 6 at least.
Yeah.
So you're automatically going to match his strength.
Yep.
And anything higher than that, like a 5 or a 6, if he's going against one of those, he can then match that and get a pretty easy 2 dice block as well.
It is kind of. It is somewhat an odd skill to be honest to pick first, so. Because many people don't like doing that. They kind of like to. Well, they like to get a ball carrier first of all, because agility 3 is not a very good thing.
Right.
And you definitely don't want to waste your rerolls trying to pick up the ball. That's the thing with the starting Chaos team, because, I mean, you only have 2 rerolls, and there's really few starting rosters that would give you more rerolls. And, like, when you don't have a ball carrier, there's always a chance of failing. I guess you can just, accept that, but
That's what I did.
Yeah, it can put a dent in your plan quite a bit. But it's an interesting skill to pick, which is kind of out of ordinary, since usually what you see for Chaos Team is like, who's leveled? You get block. You get block. You get block. You get block. Also block.
It's good even like defensive too, like offensive and defensive.
Yes.
Block is like the golden move that everyone should pick. Like ball carriers, runners. I guess the only person I would say like maybe just a kicker would be just get the kicker move. And that'd be it.
Yeah, I kind of do hope to see some ball carriers play in his team, because Chaos can pull off some ridiculous stuff because of the mutations. And like, even though they're not elves, they can be better than elves. Late game. So, as I said, it is a late game team, because late game you have people with like, you have your strong strength 4 people with no negative traits that have everything you can possibly want, from like block to guard to claw to mighty blow. And
to tentacles.
Yeah, tentacles, anything, and like disturbing presence, also mutation. That thing basically makes you need to roll a dice, well, a +1 higher to anything when you're doing the ball in the area of that person.
Oh.
And
so like a throw or pickup or anything like that?
Yeah, a throw, a pickup, or anything. And then you have the foul appearance, which also is a mutation. Which basically means whenever you want to block that Chaos Warrior or Beastman or whatever who has that, you need to roll a d6, and if you roll a 1, you automatically don't do anything.
That's awesome.
Yes. So it is an extremely late game, extremely powerful team, because the Beastmen after they get extra hands and big hands, they can play passing play. And you have your warriors, and you have a Minotaur, so it is a very good team. But right now we have been seeing like Slumbering trying to do a lot of passes to get SPPs.
Yes.
Even though it's questionable sometimes if it's worth it, but it is kind of necessary for this team to level up as soon as possible.
Right.
And we also can see he got his first Chaos Warrior, which brings him to 4 people with Strength 4.
Yeah, freaking Minotaurs are great and all. It's something to really fear, but Chaos Warriors, I love these guys.
Yeah, they're
They're just like one of the most solid people I've seen. Like average agility, high strength, decent movement, and higher than normal armor value.
pretty much like easy access to all the skills you want to give them.
And they got mutations, so you can have some fun with that guy.
Yeah, and it's gonna be interesting to see. Well, I think the Chaos Warrior is a replacement for the dead player, so
I would do that.
yeah.
Freaking more Chaos Warriors, yes, please.
Which is like again, I sometimes like wonder why he started with so many cheerleaders instead of just 4 Chaos Warriors and the rest Beastmen. It would deprive him of Apothecary, but only for the first game.
Yeah.
Because like it's very easy to get 50k. Or at least that if he wanted to play safe, why he didn't save up for Apothecary, for a Chaos Warrior instead of, well, getting 60k cheerleaders.
Yeah.
It's like guaranteed Chaos Warrior on the second game. But we'll see how the team goes, and let's see the next team, which is Sparta's team, and we only have 1 level up here.
And 1 cripple. Good old Lyman got his agility down, which is not good.
Not too great, unfortunately. But, well, broken
He's got his War Dancer with Strip Ball, which is good because that's exactly what you need when you're trying to get a cage.
Yeah, and the thing is, as you probably saw, nobody really picked Sure Hands thus far.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a trait that negates Strip Ball. So this thing is at full potential.
Mm-hmm.
A very, very powerful, like, block, dodge, leap, Strip Ball combo going on there. It was movement 8.
Yeah. You can just gotta go everywhere and just bat out the ball out of anyone's hand. Yep. Doesn't even matter. Freaking you got agility 4, dodge that. You got dodge with that. You can go anywhere.
Yep. And leap in case like there's just multiple tackle zones.
Yeah. Does this allow the person to get up without losing any movement?
No, that's jump up, which is Witch Elf, which is basic counterpart of the War Dancer.
Okay. Alright, I guess there's nothing else too much here.
Yeah, I don't think he got much else.
Still missing those rerolls. I'm not exactly sure why he's not getting any.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be saving up. So far he got money-wise 120,000. So that's definitely enough for a reroll. But I guess he spent that on assistant coaches. And other things. And cheerleaders, most likely.
Gotta have cheerleaders.
But yeah. Let's see the Alumnus team, which is Ogres. And she has 1 level up, actually.
And it's an Ogre!
And it's a guard, which is very nice on the Ogre.
Guard.
It's
the extra 1+ when somebody next to somebody.
Yep. Well, it's a assist no matter what, even if they're in a tackle zone.
Okay. Maybe like with 2 ogres next to each other, that would work well.
The thing is with guard, you can only negate it if you knock down the player who has guard.
Okay.
Because otherwise they will be giving those assists no matter what.
Even if they're like Bonehead or whatever it is? Yeah, Bonehead.
No, Bonehead still, well, will not work, but this Ogre just became much better at just standing there. Because if she puts him in the center and 2 ogres beside that ogre, the 2 ogres on the side will both have basically strength 6.
Ooh, I see.
And the only way to get rid of that is to knock down the ogre who's in the center with strength 5.
I don't know. I think I would probably just still. Freaking block is just so useful that I'm not even sure.
I think this is more of a passive type. Actually, no. Never mind, because ogres only get access to general skills if they roll doubles. Unfortunately.
Oh, hold on. Oh wow, general for doubles, and he has to have strength moves. Okay, so guards like a strength move.
Yep. So that's basically the first thing to get, I guess. And
if I got doubles, I'd be like friggin' block.
And that's the same with most of the big guys. Actually, I don't think there's any big guy who can get block on normal rolls. Like minotaurs or like mummies or anything, like they have to roll a double.
What about dwarves?
Well, dwarves, big guys, a minotaur. So.
Well, yeah, this dwarf team, yeah.
Well, unless you're actual dwarf team, you get a secret weapon, which is a steamroller.
I see that driving down that field.
So it is pretty ridiculous.
And the freaking like referee is just like, I'm not going to stop this unless it actually hurts somebody.
Well,
You're allowed to have it in here, just don't hurt anybody with it.
It's like secret weapon. I pulled it out of my I was hiding it behind my back. Don't worry about it.
I think you're like the big freaking steamroller. Alright, and I guess the last team.
Yep, the last team is our Ministry of Desolation and the Vampires.
Come on. Give me team value. Come on.
Are you also retrieving data?
I am retrieving data so hard right now.
Oh
Please wait. I don't want to.
Guys, no. But yeah, the Dwarven Steamroll is basically the avatar of representative of the dwarves. Because that thing is basically really high strength, low agility, everything that dwarves stand.
Okay, we're here.
Yay!
We got 2-level thralls! Woo!
Yay! Who both have block, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
Except, well, when they have to be bitten by the vampire.
Right.
Which is unfortunate. I guess that's the thing with the vampire team, is like when you have a Thrall who's leveled, it's kind of like,
Just like, what am I gonna do with this?
Yeah.
Block, I guess.
Because they're kind of just like fodders. That's why they're like 40k each. And they're not too great because the low armor value, 6.
Well, that's 7 actually.
Oh, it's 7. Yeah, so they're basically elves.
Yeah, they're actually pretty decent players, and you can easily just kind of go around with like a movement 6 and a strength of 3 and agility of 3 and armor value of 7.
Yeah. They're a bit lower armor value, but other than that, they're just your average players. But kind of why we've been seeing so much injuries on Yuma's side.
Right. I would like to talk to you about one thing, because I haven't seen this from the opponent's side of the field, so I would really like to know about this. How does Hypnotic Gaze work? Like, when can you use it in the play? Can you attack afterwards? Probably not.
No, it counts basically, like, you can move and use it, basically, or you can use it.
So, can you use it then move? Like, with a blitz?
No, I don't think so. It's just like it counts as a finishing action, so to speak.
So, what does Hypnotic Gaze do?
It basically, do you know how Bonehead works?
Yes.
It basically does that. It basically
awesome.
removes all the tackle zones that player cannot do anything for a turn.
Okay. That's awesome.
It is very good, and like, what happens is like, well, the vampire tries to look into their eyes, and those guys do an agility roll to try to avoid that.
They're gonna dodge out of the way?
Well, basically, I guess. Well, be agile enough to not look in his eyes. I guess. So
I guess
technically,
like how fast you can like snap your neck away.
basically, it is technically very good against big guys because, well, they're low agility.
Yes.
So it's very good at taking out of, like, take big guys out of play.
Even like agility 3 guys probably would work very well.
Yeah.
Just get a freaking like vampire just straight up next to somebody, and like you don't have that many blitzes, so you can just walk up to somebody and use hypnotic gaze.
Yep, once per turn, so it's kind of an extra. In a sense, it's an extra blitz.
Right.
In a sense, it's an extra. Hey, you're not doing anything.
Which is awesome. I would really like the person who is playing this to use that a bit more.
It's extremely safe.
Well, besides moving the vampire to begin with.
Yeah, well, because of blood loss, but it is a very safe move because vampires don't start with block, and you still have a pretty high chance of just failing if you just blitz. Here, you can't fail.
Right. So. If you do fail, there's no negatives to it.
Yeah. It's kind of like a stab that Inferno has now. You can always use that without too much to be afraid of. Yeah, that pretty much covers all the level ups so far in the teams.
Alright. Let's go for fun. Let's go look at the Hall of Fame and see where everyone is in the ranks here.
Most experienced players.
So far, no one has hit level 3.
No.
There's quite a few that hit level 2.
Yeah, there's definitely. Well, this is Scratchy person is the most experienced, and we have Scooter and Sargon Hoofstomp, which is very interesting because Scratchy and Kiko's team has not been winning that much, but he definitely is up there with the experience. That's a claw person, I believe.
It's probably his runner, most likely.
Yeah. And then we have best scorers, which is Scooter.
That's probably where he got all 12 of his SP from.
Yep. Because, I think Verex is playing the Necromantic very much like they're supposed to be played. So, like, everyone has their role in the team.
Right.
So that's his scorer, so he only scores with that one person. So even though, like, maybe someone has a similar amount of touchdowns, but it's spread out. Especially if you look at Inferno's touchdowns over there.
Yep.
2, 2, 1, 1.
It looks like Axion has 2 designated touchdown people, which is good. It gives you way more option than just having 1.
I'm pretty sure the Hoofstomp is what you call it, the
Centaur.
The Centaur, yeah, the Bull Centaur. And the other one is probably his Hobgoblin.
I can't double click to check.
No.
Just one of his other guys. I'm sure that that's more of a coincidence than something that he was trying to do.
Yeah, but let's look at the other page, and we have best thrower. Or Numa, actually. Because he has been throwing probably more than the Wood Elves have been.
Wow. Okay. There's not too many throws being had here.
Interesting enough. More
easily
than...
get it's 8 in the entire, all of them.
Yep. Not
and
too
there's,
many throws.
And the most awesome thing, freaking 1 intercept.
1 intercept by Underworld. That is pretty good.
Yeah.
Good
work, Patchy. Good work. I think he got like 2 SP for an intercept.
Yeah, intercept is 2 SPP, which is very nice because it's same as killing someone. and it's kind of hard to get most of the times.
Yeah. I really don't even know how that works, but maybe at another time.
Yep. And then I'll look at the page 3, and we'll see the most violent players.
Looks like Born to be Kings have been getting up there, and so has so Axion and Command has been getting on that.
Yeah, 3-2-2 Axion. Where's Axion?
Is it the Bone Crushers?
No, that's Alonra.
Oh, sorry, Alonra has been getting. Oh man.
Alonra has been like at the top with 6 injuries total for these guys.
Mm-hmm.
And well, Deepwood is there as well.
Yes.
Sparta's team.
That tree has been getting some injuries, so that's good.
Yep. Bill is also there for Underworld, which is kind of expected with the fucking troll. So pretty much all expected, to be honest, like, because most of these are big guys, except for those Thomas Jablon, was the vampire team, as well as Granola, I think, was a goatman.
So Axion actually hasn't had a lot of.
No, he hasn't even
at least accumulated to one person. They might have been spread out between a lot of them.
Might have been, but as I remember, he's been complaining that he's only been getting knockouts so far.
I would be too. As a Bashy team, that you pride yourself on that.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. And then I have our best runner, again, Scooter, because that's all the ball carry. The yards only count when you're carrying the ball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
this is. I'm looking at. I know it's Axion now because of freaking Doors and Chaos. you can clearly tell that it's his team.
Yep.
Unlike myself, who can't. But
5.
He look at him. He's got 3 slots in this.
Yeah, pretty impressive. But
for Dwarves, that's amazing.
Top 3 is kind of expected, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Because, well, when you have 2 elf teams.
Right.
But Varric's been doing pretty well, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's, in a sense, because he always has that one person.
Yeah.
So no matter what, it always goes to Scooter.
Yeah.
Alright, let's look at page 4, which best thrower.
Wow.
Oh, God. 42 yards thrown.
That is
very, very impressive. I'm pretty sure it most likely have been that match with Axion, where he scored a last turn touchdown, basically.
Where he like freaking threw it across. Didn't he like throw twice in one turn?
He threw and then runs as a player and did a pass.
Okay.
So he threw 42 yards, which probably is 4+.
Wow.
But elf teams probably should have more people up there, but it's kind of hard to compete with Numa. Whereas there's like 4 spots on him for Numa on the roster.
And the people, the matches played 3.
The survivors.
I guess it's how many times you played a match. Like
yeah, how many times a person played a match and didn't die.
Let's just like ignore this one.
Yeah, it's kind of like it might like death is still kind of a rare thing, to be honest. Injuries are not so much, but death is.
Right.
You have to be really unlucky to get that.
All right, best killer.
Yeah, I love
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Only one? I'm almost positive there's more than one death in here.
There was Sparta's team, like there was a player died, but I'm not really sure if that was an attack, due to an attack.
Oh, that's right. I think somebody like tripped and died?
Yeah, because that doesn't count as a kill. Unfortunately.
Man.
So an actual
You
kill
must be smacking yourself when you freaking, like, get killed when you tripped. You wouldn't be, because you'd be dead, but anyway.
But then we have... But yeah, that's one kill. Most likely is her against Chaos.
Yeah, which is, like, just happened.
Then we have the best receivers. Which is... Inferno and...
There's been a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of... Inferno has been doing more or less safe passes because he's been doing the short passes.
Right.
Which are not that bad with the Elf team because you only need a 3+.
Which is good, it's more than half.
Yep. And then, well, now it's 3+ to cash, but...
Yeah, I guess so.
with a reroll, it's not that bad.
No.
And it's very nice as a Elf team, and like it's kind of odd to see him like on there than Sparta, because Wood Elves are masters at passing play. So I'd like to see Sparta a bit up there, but I think he's been discouraged by his bad rolls.
Yeah. That's what happened with me. Freaking, when I played Chaos, but the very brief time I did, my characters could not pick up the ball, so I said screw it and just started killing the other team. That was my playstyle for a really long time, just murder the entirety of the other team. And that's how you do it.
Yep. The thing is, like, I think he's been failing a lot of pickup rolls with his thrower. It's not so much the throwing rolls, it's just picking up the ball.
It really sucks to pick up that ball. I know that.
Yeah, it is pretty unlucky because you only need a 2+ as elves.
Oh, a 2+?
Yep.
It means you freaking need to roll a 1 to pick it up and then fail?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Well, unless there's people nearby. But
alright, yeah.
if it's an unoccupied square, it's just, well... He's been not very lucky. And it's very easy to throw with them because you start with pass and you start with catch.
That sounds really good.
Yep, and since you're agility 4, it's very much safe. It's kind of like, you know, how Inferno's team would work, but only with an automatic reroll in case of failure. So I guess he hasn't been getting so lucky with the ball handling, but I hope he won't get too discouraged and, well, play elves like elves.
Alright.
Right,
I think we're done with this halfway looking at people's teams and seeing what's up.
Yeah, we're done with stalking them.
Yeah! Well, we're not done with that.
Oh. But yeah, look for another update on day 7, or week 7 rather. And we'll look at all the teams again, even those who didn't really make it to the playoffs.
Yeah.
And we'll see who'll be doing what at playoffs.
Right.
Yes,
Bye.
Bye.